back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! So I am here today to do a fun video telling you all of the books or graphic novels and comics and things like that that I am planning to read for the hashtag Getting Graphic readathon that Eleanor and I are hosting. This is going to be taking place on the 17th of June from midnight in your time zone to 11:59 PM in your time zone, so it is a 24-hour readathon and it's gonna be pretty intense. The plan is to read as much as you can in that time and to experience as many different art styles and different series and have as much fun as you can. You don't have to read a certain quota of books. There are some challenges. If you want to join in, you can go and look at my video where I announce the challenges. Please do check that out. But today I am here to tell you my TBR of things I am hoping to get through in that 24-hour span. So I'm going to try and go for all the challenges and we'll see how that goes. I may end up adding and taking things out of this TBR as well, because when it gets to quite close to the readathon I always end up ordering a load of graphic novels and getting really excited and being like, oh my god, there's so many things that I want to read. So that might happen. Also, if you have recommendations for me, leave them in the comments because I'm always open to hearing new recommendations. So let's get started. The first challenge is to start a new series, so I have plenty of options that would definitely work for this, but I'm going to go with two single issues, which are these two. I recently picked these up. The first one is called Sky Doll. It's issue number 1 and it's by Barboncini and Canepa. Never really heard of this before, but it looks kind of gorgeous, so I had to pick it up when I was most recently in a comic shop. And the artwork is absolutely beautiful. It's like pink tones. It just looks really, really cool. So I hope that this is a series that will be a lot of fun. Look at that art. It's just incredibly beautiful. So yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. Really creepy, but I'm definitely down with that. I honestly have no idea what this is about. I've not heard anyone talk about it, but it just looked kind of like insects and fairies combined. I might be making it up entirely, but it just looked really cool. So I'm going to start this series with issue 1, and if I like it then I might end up picking up more issues or possibly even the trade if the trade is out. I don't know. I got this a fair while ago, so it might be out, possibly. Anyway, hoping to really like this and definitely excited to give it a try. The other series that I'm going to start is this one, which is also a single issue. It's called The Power of the Dark Crystal by Simon Spurrier and Kelly and Nicole Matthews. And it's published by Arcadia. It's published by them and they've done some series that I've really enjoyed in the past. This is apparently issue 1 of 12. I guess it is a planned out series. And I really don't know much about this, but it really appealed to me because the cover looks really similar in style to Monstrous. And I love the artwork of Monstrous. So even though it's not the same artists or writers, I just felt like I had to pick it up. It looks quite dark, but beautiful again. Look at that art. It's just splendiferous. Oh, I love this. This is why I love this readathon, because the artwork is so incredible and I just get to sit and rave about it and post a billion pictures to Instagram and Twitter and have a really good time chatting to all of you as well. So yeah, definitely follow our Twitters and Instagrams. I will link it all below. But this is the other series that I'm going to start. So these are the two I'm planning to go and pick up. Let me know if you've read either of them, or if you are planning to participate, let me know in the comments what series you're going to be starting. The next challenge is to read a non-fiction. So for that I have chosen this one, which is Susceptible by Genevieve Castries. This is a graphic memoir, I believe, which was written and drawn by the author. I think the author is actually dead now, but it only came out I think fairly recently, and it's published by Drawn and Quarterly. I think it's kind of a look at her life and the things she has done. I think she was Canadian and I don't really know too much about her life, to be honest, because she's not someone I'd ever heard of until the guy in Waterstones was like, you should try this, it's great. I'm just going to dive in blind and see how good it is. I think the artwork is quite pencil-y and quite black and white, so that would also count for one of the other challenges, but I'm not using it for that one. I'm using it for the non-fiction challenge. So yeah, I hope I like it, but I guess we'll see. Speaking of black and white artwork, I'm going to try and read Kabuki, Circle of Blood, which is by David Mack. I have seen this on a few people's channels, but I've never really heard anyone talk about it and say how good it is. And I think I tried to read this ages ago, like years ago when I first got it, and I just didn't get into it. So I've kept it in the hopes of getting into it. And I think now is the time, because the artwork is black and white, as you can see. So it definitely counts for that challenge. I think this is going to be a bit of a weird one, if I'm honest, but I really hope I like it. It just seems a bit bizarre and crazy. Set in Japan in the future in a new age of corporate feudalism, the world's businesses, organised crime and politics now exist in a delicate interdependence. Enter No, a government agency that secretly polices the balance of the worlds. So that is kind of the premise. It sounds very intriguing. Hopefully I can get into it this time around. The next challenge is to read a genre or a format that is new to you, so this could be something out of your comfort zone. And for me, I've got two books, which are these two. They're not in a series, but they're kind of by the same artist, so they're published in similar style. And they're called The People Inside by Ray Fawkes and One Soul, also by him. And I believe that these are contemporary books. They're sort of contemporary graphic novels that focus predominantly on people and the lives that they lead. And I think they're all sort of interconnected somehow. I don't really know exactly how, but I'm going to give them a try and hopefully I'll like them. The artwork inside is quite contemporary and quite modern, I feel like, even though it's black and white. It's quite bold lines, bold blacked out squares and such. So yeah, it definitely looks like a contemporary to me, which is certainly out of my comfort zone. I do tend to read predominantly fantasy and sci-fi when I'm reading graphic novels, so I think this will be a challenge for me, but hopefully in a good way. And I guess we're just going to see what happens. I think this one in particular, One Soul, you follow these people, and there's 18 people over the 2 pages, and you follow them in the same panels that they're in on each page. So you're like reading through their stories individually, but they're all together, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't make any sense. Basically, you can follow one panel throughout the whole story and then go back and follow another panel and it's a different story. That's what I think this is. But again, I don't really know too much about these, so I guess we'll just discover if I like them when I get into them. And the final challenge is to either catch up with or completely finish a series, so I have a couple that I could do that with. I have the latest Wicked and the Divine, I believe, which is Rising Action, number 4. Let me know if this is not the latest one, and I will get the latest one, because I'm not up to date with it, so I don't know if another one's come out since. This is by Gillen, McKelvey, Wilson and Cowles. I really enjoyed the first and second. I didn't love the third, so I'm hoping I'll like this one, but I don't know. We'll see. It's a bit of a mixed one. It's a world where there's all these gods being reincarnated and like loads of death, and it's weird, but I like it. The artwork's always beautiful, so yeah, look at that. It's pretty lovely, although that's a bad example. Bloody nice pages. Ooh. I just think the colour tones are gorgeous, so I guess we'll see. So this could be an option to catch up with The Wicked and the Divine. The other one that is an option is Saga Volume 7, because I have not read this yet, even though I got it a while ago. It's by Fiona Staples and Brian K. Vaughan. This is a sort of sci-fi series that I'm sure you've heard of if you've heard anything about graphic novels, and Volume 7 is the most recent. It's beautiful again, so definitely a series that I really enjoy. The characters are really bold and really identifiable, and yeah, it's gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. So I'm looking forward to getting back into Saga and catching up with that. But if I'm feeling really ambitious, which I might be, then I might take on this, which is the Sandman series. I've already read the first 4, up till Season of Mists, that's the 4th one, but I haven't read from 5 to 10, so I've got 6 more to go, and they're pretty dense, sort of horror mixed with contemporary mixed with fantasy. It's kind of a blend of all sorts of genres. It's by Neil Gaiman and it's illustrated by various different artists at different points in the series, but it is pretty dark and pretty intense, and this is seriously heavy. It's so heavy because of all the ink on the pages, so I'm definitely intrigued and I definitely want to get to it, but whether it will happen in this readathon I don't know. If I can get through all 6 I'd be really happy, but yeah, there's a lot of words and a lot of pictures and It's a lot, so I guess we'll see. So those are the books that I'm going to be reading as part of the challenges. I will also probably pick up some others from my shelf just because I feel like it, so I will be doing some Twitter polls and asking for advice from you guys on that day and posting pictures on Instagram and using the hashtag #gettinggraphic. So if you are following me that day, then prepare for some spam because it's going to happen. But I'm really, really excited about it. I definitely want you guys to join in. So please, please do post us your TBRs and share pictures of what you're reading and get excited because it's not very far off and I'm super duper looking forward to it. So thank you all so much for watching and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.